Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day today, because I'm here to help you have that great day. I'm trying to bring the latest news to you, and I thought that you might enjoy some of this good news, because the good news is for you from our President Trump, while the Democrats are pulling the hair out of their head and calling it a constitutional crisis. Oh my God, do they know what they're talking about? I don't think so. But anyway, let's get right with the program, because we really have to take a look at some of these things that are going on here, and I want you to see what I already know and start to listen to this stuff, because I got it all hooked up for you. So here is the press secretary, and she's going to read off some of the stuff that Trump said.
Because all of you know I love to bring the receipts. We have contracts upon contracts that we can send and provide this information to you. Let me be very clear. We are not trying to hide anything. We have been incredibly transparent, and we will continue to be. These are screenshots of contracts that DOJ found across our government. This is a DEI contract, $36,000 for U.S. citizenship and immigration services. That is against the president's policies and his America First
Come
agenda.
on now.
This is a $3.4 million contract, a Council for Inclusive Innovation at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Department of Commerce, another DEI contract that DOJ identified. I can continue to go through these. Oh, I love this one, $57,000 for climate change in Sri Lanka. What is this doing to continue the interests of the American people? Absolutely nothing. These are the
Absolutely nothing
across the federal government that DOJ is identifying daily. They're moving very fast. There's a lot of paper that we can show you, but we're happy to do it. This administration has been more than transparent about what DOJ is doing. And here's one of their tweets that they posted about the mine. I believe this is in Pennsylvania, where the federal employee retirement system is being processed. Did anybody know this was even happening in our country before Elon Musk talked about it in the Oval Office yesterday? A lot of Americans didn't. So we are providing transparency and accessibility on a daily basis.
This happened about 25 minutes ago.
I also have a DOJ daily report, if anybody would like it, on all of the things that they are identifying and finding. We're happy to provide this information to you. We're talking about it every single day.
Are all those things you just mentioned fraud, or are they waste, or are they just contrary to the president's policies?
I would argue that all of these things are fraudulent, they are wasteful, and they are an abuse of the American taxpayer's dollar. This is not what the government should be spending money on. It's contrary to the president's priorities and agenda. And again, we can continue to provide you the receipts for all of the fraud, waste, and abuse. And if anybody in here wants to argue that the federal government is not fraudulent in some capacity, be my guest, because I think the American people watching at home would beg to differ. Caroline.
Oh my God, Carolyn, you go, girl, because she's really doing a good job, and I can't believe how much of a good job she's doing. But let's continue to find other things. What did the trumpet? Let's see. Let's find more stuff. Woo, woo, woo. All right. Well, you know, Joe Rogan is always good. So let's take a look at what he has to say. Hopefully, it'll be right on with what's going on.
Martha's weird coffee recipe is giving women
of course, there's always a commercial jumped in there.
It helped me drop pounds.
Have you ever considered an at-home cure for hearing loss? This is Nebrew's
Another one.
hearing loss.
This other thing about Elon. Elon's going to steal everybody's money. He has $400 billion. I'm telling you, he's not going to steal your money. I'm telling you, that's not what he's doing. What he's doing is, he's a super genius that's been fucked with.
Oh.
Okay? And when you've been fucked with by
Pardon
these
the language.
that hide behind three-letter agencies, and you're dealing with one of the smartest people alive, and he helps Donald Trump get into office, and he goes, I want to find out what kind of corruption is really around. Well, you fucked up. You fucked up and picked
Come
the wrong
on,
side
Joe.
of
You
the
have to
path on the
curse that
spectrum,
much?
because he's gonna hunt you down.
Oh
He's
my
gonna
God.
find out what's going on, and that's
We
good.
want-
That's good for everyone.
want,
That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind. That
We want
these
Elon Musk to find out what's going on.
systems.
But I apologize for Joe Rogan's cursing. I mean, I had no idea he cursed that much in his program. But that's just the way it happens sometimes, folks. There's got to be more stuff. Belarus releases American citizen after President Trump secures his release. The Gateway Pundit by Jim Hoft. So there's a place you can read about that, and learn more about it. Trump has been making announcements all over the place, and here you go. The Democrats are furious, I tell you, that Republicans are trying to control government just because they won the election. Well, that's really not the case, folks. They're not trying to control government. They're trying to find wasteful spending of your and my tax dollars. And that way they can fix things. They can't do it if they don't have your help. And that's exactly what we're aiming for here, folks. And that's anyway. Mitch McConnell votes no for Tulsi Gabbard confirmation. Yes for sweet release of death. Mitch McConnell, God rest his soul. He just seems so old. He should retire peacefully, and maybe whatever he likes in a nice cold mountain, or maybe on a sunny beach somewhere. But retire, Mitch. We're done with your control over what President Trump is trying to do to help us save money and make more money and live better lives. Oh, here's one I wanted to play for you too. Right now, just take a good listen to this one.
Can you please, how people can be so unbelievably stupid as to fall for this Doge crap?
Well, smart, rational people often seem stupid to stupid people, so let's let them continue.
Elon Musk and Doge, this has nothing to do with saving money. Do you really think Donald Trump gives a damn about cutting the budget? Donald Trump, when he was president, ran up the biggest deficits in American history. He added more to the national debt on an annual basis than any other president ever.
These individuals are so disingenuous and
Really?
so intellectually dishonest.
I agree.
Notice in his video, he doesn't tell you why Trump ran up the largest deficit. And he doesn't because it's not convenient to the propaganda.
Exactly.
So let's break this down a little bit. During Obama's second term, the deficit increased by about $3.5 trillion. Just keep that number in mind for later. Under Trump, the deficit increased by about $7.8 trillion. So what he's saying technically isn't wrong. He's just leaving out key points to paint a picture that is not the truth. Under Donald Trump, there was a global black swan event, a pandemic. In response to that, our government spent $3.6 trillion on that pandemic alone, under Trump. So that's as much as Obama's second term alone, right there. And the spending was bipartisan. Now, $1.9 trillion of that $7.8 trillion deficit he's talking about came from Donald Trump giving Americans tax cuts. So $1.9 trillion of that deficit is from Donald Trump putting dollars back in the American people's pockets instead of having them give it to the government. This is why you shouldn't take people with TDS or EDS seriously. It blocks their ability to be a rational or reasonable person. So the only thing that matters is finding a way to slander Donald Trump or Elon Musk. The truth doesn't matter. Being intellectually honest doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is slandering Donald Trump or Elon Musk. It's crazy because these are grown adults acting like
Democrats are grown adults? I don't think so. I don't think they know anything about being grown adults. All they know is the Constitution is under crisis and it could be a violation of everything constitutional. Bull sugar. Pounds of it, I tell you. So anyway, let's look a little more down the road here and see what else is here at from Trudeau Liberals Explosive Investigative Report. Well, I don't know how long that's going to be, but let's keep on going here for a minute and see if we can find Canada First deboard. Well, you never know. We want to keep in touch with our Canadian friends and see what's happening up there.
Drinking coffee every day.
There we go. We got to deal with some of these commercials that pop up. And we didn't want to do that, but that's just what happens. We skip it.
Hey, so I just got back from this holiday trip.
Here we go.
I got really sick the second to last day of the trip. So we got a new sponsor, All Family Pharmacy.
Can you imagine what it would do to our country if at the same time Donald Trump hits our steel industry with a tariff, Mark Carney brings in a massive new carbon tax. My friends, under Mark Carney, there will be no steel making in Canada.
But the large polluters pay. And so what happens...
does that not ultimately trickle down?
No, because what the big companies are producing, by and large, are not products that we are consuming. There's some element of that, but by and large, a steel company, how much steel are you using these days, Todd? I mean, not as much we used to. Sorry.
This was recorded January 31st, 2025.
Mark Carney has walked into a political minefield. When we come back, not only that, but pure polyip is going to virtually end, Foreign Aid. Welcome back to another episode of Stand on Guard. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. Okay, and then here we got there we go. It says government retirement files ruined after miners dig too deep and unearth Balrog. Babylonbee.com news /government. Government retirement files ruined after miners dig too deep and unearth Balrog. Borders, Pennsylvania. The Iron Mountain Federal Records Center has reportedly lost access to all federal retirement files after miners dug too deep and awakened an ancient Balrog. What's next, folks? Here we got the Kiwi Patriot Jude. That's KIWIPATRIOT on Truth Central. Truth Central? Well, it might as well be, because it's the only place we can centrally get the truth from on Truth Social. But let's see what this young lady has to say.
Can't fit in those jeans?
More commercials.
Beans. All right, let's talk about Beans, that musical.
Say goodbye to old costly cable TV.
More commercials. You just can't help get these commercials, folks. They just keep coming. 454? I don't think so. Let's see if we can speed that along.
Unprecedented judgment in front of the world, and it will be served by me, says the Lord of hosts.
Amen.
Your days of this great theft and deception have come to an end.
Praise
These
God.
audits you see now are nothing compared to what is coming. To account for all the money you have laundered and used to blackmail and pay off your opponents, steal elections, control any nation at will, you designed everything you could to enslave the world with your global system.
BlackRock.
You started wars to cause more chaos and conflict and distractions.
Vanguard.
To profit off the death of anyone who got in the way of your plans. Paid to have every nation globally to have elections fixed so you would have your global puppets everywhere. You all to line all the nations with your design. You controlled the world with your news. You also paid to have them say what you wanted. So your fake news would be the only thing people would hear. Only to have every major news network that you paid to suppress the real news will implode. News networks will receive an audit. It will show the money trail, who and where it all went. I will show how the intelligence agencies and the technology was used to brainwash and pollute the minds of every American and manipulate with psychological operations to influence the behavior of this nation, along with other nations to follow along. Your PSYOPs operations have been funded by the American taxpayers against themselves.
Yep.
And it will all be exposed.
Julie knows what she's talking about, folks. I like this girl.
Audits will expose more than money laundering and fraud. It will expose all the criminal activity throughout the government of this nation on every level. Everyone who is paid to destroy this nation committed treason and ended the lives of anyone who got in the way.
Democrats, mass media hypnosis, BS groups.
The emails, the photos, the phone conversations, everything the swamp was hiding is coming out in the open.
Let's call them swampy.
These audits will collapse the establishment.
Yeah,
Their
unfortunately.
entire system.
Yeah, their system.
Their legal fraud system they designed and disguised as the government budget to destroy this nation, it is collapsing. The more it is exposed, the more panic your enemies will be in. Things are about to take a fiery turn.
Yes, please take a fiery turn.
You, O United States, but it will fail. Hold on. My audits and more exposures and more collapsing of the system and their control is coming to an end. These are the days of your freedoms from their system and from the ones who have controlled it, says the Lord of hosts. So in this
Jesus Christ,
again, he's talking about how our own government used the budget, the government budget, the one that's supposed to fund our government to help our allies across the entire world to do what needed to be done, and they use it as a Ponzi scheme.
Yep.
Money laundering.
Ouch.
Hedge fund operation. He called it a glorified hedge fund operation.
Ooh.
They've been doing it, and what we've seen with U.S. aid, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again because God keeps reminding us of this. This is just a drop in the bucket compared to the fraud, compared to the crimes that are about to be uncovered.
Yes, Jesus.
Of the world.
Come on, uncover them all.
They're so desperate.
They are.
Screaming on national television on a daily basis, using very explicit words, very nasty words against President Trump and Elon Musk.
Yep.
Again,
They're
if they
liars.
have to hide, then why are they
Pathological liars.
God's been saying back a long time ago,
Under the influence of BlackRock, Vanguard, and the oligarchies that Bernie Sanders have been talking about.
go as they planned. There's also explosive information that come out from Tucker Carlson, who was talking with Piers Morgan, and one of the things that he was talking about, how the Secret Service was involved, and so were the intelligence agencies, and of course, the Biden. We also know that Josh Shapiro was involved. Again, God has been saying he's going to uncover all of these things. Since that day, when they tried to kill President Trump on July 13th, then that same night, one of the things I was praying about, that God had spoken through me, one of the things he said was, not only is he going to reveal the assassination of President Trump, how there was definitely more than one person, and how there is just similar to JFK. It's a similar thing that happened because JFK was a threat to the establishment, and so is President Trump. And apparently, they tried to assassinate him the other day with drones flying over his motorcade. But we don't hear about that. And one of the things that Piers Morgan was so shocked about, he said, out of his 2 assassination attempts, back to back, very close, it was like, what, 2 weeks apart or less. How is this not being talked about? And how do you not know who is doing this? There is front people, yes, but who were the people who trained them? How did they get this information? How did they get these weapons? Why was that person in the at the golf resort of President Trump's? Why was he meeting with people in Ukraine? Why was he talking to some of our congressmen? Again, there's so many things that don't add up. Why was the one in Butler, Pennsylvania? Why was he in a BlackRock act? All these things go on. There are so many layers. But behind all these layers, of all the things they're doing, money. Follow the money, find the truth.
Money, money, money.
That's why they're so afraid of Doge. But God is saying in this prophetic word, this is only the beginning. Wait till they release the Epstein files. Wait till they get to the JFK files. Wait till they get to the RFK and the MLK. Wait to see what all those things that they're going to uncover, because there's now true transparency, because the deep state in the swamp is being eradicated. And what eradicates such evil and darkness? The truth.
You can find this on Truth Social.
Keeping them in their positions. Now I want to go over and watch Pastor David and myself today on His Glory. It is going to be a very very good live show today. I have several different prophecies already pulled up of God talking about declassifying documents and how it was going to be the worst nightmare to our enemies. And it was on last night with James Comer, and there was, I think it was, her name was Luna. She's either a senator, I think. And they're talking about declassifying all this information and all of it coming out around in the beginning of March or something like that. Again, a lot of these things, like confirmation hearings of Kash Patel and those people, it is being delayed. It doesn't matter if it's delayed, it's still going to come out. And there are so many people that are in trouble right now.
As you can see,
coming off because
there is so much going on, folks.
The biggest slush fund, money laundering.
We need to work together to help each other out. This is from, like I say, Kiwi Patriot Jude on True Social. It says live with Julie, and it even has the link. So I'm just going to let you watch the rest of it when you have a chance. If there's anything else that you need to hear, Mark Levin saying congratulations to Tulsi Gabbard, who was just confirmed as DNI. Only Mitch McConnell voted against her among the Senate Republicans. He also voted against Hegseth. He's an old man with a chip on his shoulder. It is actually shocking how long he hung on as a Republican leader in the Senate. And that's just how it is. But you can also get the free kids guide to what's going on here and know that it's worth it. I think it's from All Family Pharma. I'm not exactly sure, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr., it says FDA's war on public health is about to end. This includes its aggressive suppression of psychedelics. Well, it went away too fast. But anyway, there is a lot of stuff that we need to learn and we need to order. Psychedelics, peptides, stem cells, raw milk, hyperbaric therapies, chelating compounds, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, vitamins, clean foods, sunshine, exercise. There's a whole list of things, and if you work with the FDA and are part of the corrupt system, you will definitely want to destroy the health of Americans. Now, why in God's name would you want to do that? You wouldn't want to do it, folks. That's just the fact. You just wouldn't want to do it. This is just garbage. Garbage we need to have stop. This was when Elon Musk was visiting with the president and his son. Elon tells Lil X not to touch that bag of white powder he found under Oval Office desk. Washington, D.C. lost amid the media scrutiny of Elon Musk's appearance with President Donald Trump at the White House yesterday to take questions regarding the Department of Government efficiency. Unbelievable. Elon tells, what? Bag of white powder? This is just insane. I don't know. That's from the Babylon Bee. It's a bot. It's a bot. It's just a bot. It could be saying anything about anybody. Kiwi Patriot Jude, which we know is a patriot. President Trump wants $500 billion in rare earth minerals from Ukraine for military aid to continue. And there's a video on that on True Social. Just keep on scrolling down till you get to it. Here's Pete Hegseth. He confirms the Ukraine will not be invited into NATO and that there will be no U.S. troops in Ukraine as part of any negotiated settlement. Well, let's see. Let's see what he has to say here.
Does not believe that NATO membership for Ukraine is a realistic outcome of a negotiated settlement. Instead, any security guarantee must be backed by capable European and non-European troops. If these troops are deployed as peacekeepers to Ukraine at any point, they should be deployed as part of a non-NATO mission, and they should not be covered under Article 5. There also must be robust international oversight of the line of contact. To be clear, as part of any security guarantee, there will not be U.S. troops deployed to Ukraine.
And that's pretty much what's going on, folks. And I just wanted to let you know that in Jesus' mighty name, we are going to be okay, because God has our back more than anything you could ever imagine in your life. God is truthful and faithful, and he loves you, and he lives inside of each and every one of us. You have to believe in order for that faith to be manifest. You have to believe. You have to learn about believing it. I always like to use the Our Father as a great prayer to end on. And I love Psalm 91 if you ever like to open the Bible and read it from beginning to end. Psalm 91. Okay, but I want to do the Our Father right now with you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us, for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. On that note, folks, I love you, my brothers and sisters. God bless you, and I'll see you again real soon.